Welcome back, everyone. You're getting an inside look at the studio here in Los Angeles. And one of the perks of visiting the LCS is, of course, the merch store. But now the official League of Legends merch store is live at merch.riotgames.com. And you can pick up this Zig statue, which is on sale for a limited time. Now, the Fire Marshal has cleared this guy to watch the games with us, and so far it has been a blast. Now, before we get into the match, we want to check over on Twitter and see how you've been responding to our question, which NALCS team is poised to make a late split surge and why? Our first comes from @TrustNA, who says, Piglet is so talented. If Liquid can overcome the hardships and play as they do with Keith, they can definitely make a late split run.
Yeah, I think that throwing in Piglet Season 3 World Championship veteran is definitely a good idea. And if he's been having that cohesion on lock, then it's a better skill cap for them.
I feel like we were saying this in week 2.
Yeah,
yep,
we were saying in week 2.
Second time's a charm.
We've said it before, but I think it still holds
Yeah.
true. Having individual talent to that degree is obviously helpful if you can mesh with the team. Our next one comes from @SB Chopra, who says, watch out for Team 8. They've come a long way from the Cali Troll-centered squad from the NA Challenger Series and are only getting better.
Have to agree. Porpoise Pops may even be the true carrier of that team. Porpoise Pops and Slushy have been the ones carrying them to victory, and that's enabling Cali Trolls to look good again. It's strange that it ended up working that way.
Yeah, we'll get to see them play a little bit later today. Our final tweet comes from @Zayn. Is that your Smurf Twitter account?
It's my Smurf tweet.
What are you doing, man?
It's a little too obvious.
It's got to be Gravity. They'll challenge for third and take away the forever fourth curse from Team Liquid, making them fifth.
I mean, last time that matchup went, Liquid took it, but it could be anybody's.
Well, they're 1-1 in that series, right?
You're not going to back up what you said in the tweet?
Oh, man. All right. So you know what? They're innovating so much that it's awesome to see them, and I think that they stand a really good chance in the middle of the pack.
There you have it. There you have it. Well, thank you to everyone who wrote in, and we want to give a shout-out to Z Kip, an inspiring Dutch player with one hand who just reached Diamond last night. Congratulations on achieving that huge milestone. But now, let's turn our focus into our next match, Winterfox versus Team SoloMid. Obviously, there has been a huge shakeup for Winterfox coming into this game with a reshuffle of their roster.
Yeah, and we rarely see changes of this scope in the LCS with full role swaps in the middle of the season. The last one that comes to mind was actually XDG, and that did not end well with them losing in the promotion tournament. But all along, Winterfox have been saying that they were a summer split team and they were going to be patient while they gave their team time to grow. But you have to have a good foundation in order to grow, and they felt that wasn't the case, so they made the switch.
And they pretty much think it's only up from here because they're sitting in 8th place at the start of the day. And this is a huge move, and we can speculate a whole bunch, but we really just have to see how this plays out at the end of the day and if it brings them more success.
Good thing they're the next team to play.
Boom. Yeah, that just kind of fell into place.
You don't even have to wait for it.
Meanwhile, TSM continue to push the envelope in Champ Select and in their playstyle. They lost a game to Team Impulse, but they continue to remind fans they've got their sights on Worlds and not just on winning the NALCS.
Yeah, even though TSM are trying slightly new tactics, different gank strategies, they're still incredibly competitive games. And in all of their losses, they were very, very close to winning in some ways, which makes you think a little bit more time with these compositions could actually make them work. And then they could kind of gain that type of versatility and variety that they often lack on the international stage.
And sometimes versatility is a double-edged sword because they were 8-1 with their standard play. And as they work on their top jungle and bottom jungle synergy, it's not always that easy to just flip a switch and be like, we're camping mid again, and just fall right back into place. So practice makes perfect. If you're practicing something different, then don't always have it down to perfect anymore.
True.
Well, we'll see if they're going to continue to experiment or if they will fall back to that kind of bread and butter mid lane carry. As we send it over to the guys to get us into the game, Avalon says he has struck up friendships with several of the Korean players that are now playing in the NALCS.
저희가 스튜디오에 오면 TSM이랑 가끔씩 한국말로 서로 장난도 치고 그러는데 근데 그 중에서도 특히 역시 한국인인 러스트보이 선수랑 가장 친하고 그 장식이 형이랑은 저랑 저 형이랑 이렇게 셋이서 5년 전부터 알고 지내는 사이라 좀 더 각별한 것 같아요.
It's good to see that Avalon and the other guys can have someone to fall back on his brother, Lustboy, when those guys are over here, because it's a long way from home. We even hear in tournaments and competitions that teams from foreign countries will bring their food over in situations to make it easier. It's a different way to kind of meld in with everybody.
Yeah, Lustboy may be good friends with them, but he has not shown anyone mercy in the LCS. So
No, he has not. We'll see if it comes through this game. Let's check out the starting lineups. On the blue side, it is Winterfox. That's Avalon in the top lane, Helios in the jungle, Pole Belter in mid, Paragon now at AD carry, and Alltech moving over to support.
And on the red side, it's Team SoloMid. Up top, Dyrus. In the jungle, Santorin. Mid, Bjergsen, AD carry, Wild Turtle, and support, of course, Lustboy.
Going to be a very interesting game. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what will happen. And then there's always the case of all eyes are on the bottom lane. So if that goes bad, then that's going to come down on them really hard. That's a lot of pressure.
It is definitely a very curious case. Coach coming in to be a player, Alltech electing to play support instead of AD carry. Now, a lot of AD carry players are like, yeah, I can play support, no problem, because I'm in the bottom lane all the time. I
see what
sometimes in solo queue I play support as well.
Yeah.
It's not, not that different, very, very close to what they're used to. However, that's just the laning phase of playing a support. The supporting role is about so much more than just laning phase. Yeah. The ward control and the roaming from Alltech, I cannot believe are going to be up to par here. So I'm really going to be watching Alltech, his moves in the mid game, especially if there's a lane swap.
Right.
It really transforms that role completely, and just jumping into it, even if he's had plenty of experience as a support in solo queue, will be completely different.
We'll see. Jat was talking about how not many AD carries have gone to support unless it was a long-term move like Afro moves. So we'll see in the short term. Kennen will be the first pick after bans focus quite a bit on that top lane. 4 bans there across the board, with the Morgana being a flex towards the top. 2 supports to follow up and round out the bookends. We're into picks now for the side of Team SoloMid. Santorin has been liking that Rek'Sai quite a bit, but all junglers are ready and available.
Yeah, Rek'Sai really popular right now, especially since we are on 5.4, nerfs to Jarvan.
Yes, sir.
So one of those other top tiers was taken down. Now, going over the first pick here, I really like when Winterfox can get hard engage for Avalon. Not only Avalon, but also Helios. And follow that up with an assassin from Pole Belter. So Kennen, I feel like, is a great champion for Avalon. Should be fairly safe in the laning phase at the beginning too. So
2v1er.
He has had problems in the laning phase, struggling and getting behind in CS at times. Well, Kennen, he should be able to CS decently.
We'll
There's
see.
so many top lane bans here as well.
Avalon is currently lowest for CS at 10 right now on top laner, so he needs to actually focus on that part of the game to be big for the team. It's only at 45 CS at 10. It's actually quite low. We'll see what he can do. The Jarvan-Kennen combo can be kind of wonky sometimes. If you get that Cataclysm in, Kennen cannot get the ult on the people he wants. He'll have to watch that as the game goes on. Wild Turtle, loving his Sivir, loving being able to go hard with the team. See what they decide to pick out here after seeing that Corki as well.
And the first pick as well from TSM, just starting it off with the Zed. One of the few mid lane champions that you can blind pick very easily, and a huge champion for Bjergsen. This guy made his name on Assassins, on Zed, so I'm very excited to see his Zed play. When people hype up Bjergsen as the core of TSM, it's not just because he makes these amazing plays and he picks people off, he makes game-winning decisions. It's also because he actually has the highest percentage of his team's damage dealt to champions for any player in the North American LCS.
Yep.
The average is 29% of your team's damage for a mid laner. He's at 35, which is the biggest spread of anyone in the North American.
It helps to have somebody like that on your team. It's kind of like a Faker-esque feeling, like SKT would say. We feel good about mid lane. We don't have to care about that. That's what they get out of Bjergsen in the mid lane.
Yeah. And this is even with a lot of teams focusing mid lane and trying to keep him down. He still puts up those damage numbers.
So, Kobe, we see another Victor getting locked in with Leona. Last pick over here. Pole Belter's going to try his hand at the mean beam this time. And we will have a last pick here. What will it be for the AD carry?
Well, I will go out on a limb and say it is not going to be Quinn.
Is that a pun? Was that a pun? Was that a bird pun?
No.
Okay. I'm just messing with you. It's one of those days, Kobe.
But
It's got a lot of energy.
But the Simmer is always great into the Corki because, you know, obviously spell shooting the Fast Bomb. And also you can break up the Leona combo with it. But what I really want to talk about is the Victor into the Zed pick, because typically a lot of Victor players do have troubles with assassins. Now, he's not Victor versus Zed, not quite as bad as like Victor versus Ari, but it's still going to be a fairly scary matchup here for Pobelter, and he is taking exhaust now on the Victor to help him out in that matchup and the all-in from Bjergsen. So very curious to see how this one does play out.
Well, there's safety from Lulu on the side of Team SoloMid if they do start to go hard for those dives. Got to be careful of all the AoE that Winterfox can put into the composition. We'll have to see how that composition works together because it's a bit new with Paragon now at 80 carry and Altec in the bot lane.
Yep. And again, a very hard mid-game spiking composition. Winterfox.
For Winterfox.
Kennen gets his Zanyas. Victor upgrades his item, and Corki gets his Trinity Force. They will just be looking to rush headlong into fights using all that hard engage.
And I do expect this to be the 2v1. Seeing the lanes, Lulu's going to be able to easily farm the 2v1 as well as Kennen on that side. So it's up to Dyrus and Avalon to keep themselves strong to participate in the mid game. And this game's about to go live, so tweet hashtag WFX win or hashtag TSM win to @LOL Esports here. And we'll be keeping tabs on how the fan vote swings throughout the game. We're about to go live onto this one. The champs have panned out. We are locked and loaded. Hi from the caster's desk. And we're going to be on to the Rift in just a few. You can see Winterfox versus Team SoloMid. Let's get on the Rift.
Let's indeed. The prototype hex core. That's what it's called.
Indeed. So making our way out. No. Oh, there is. Okay, I was going to say scary that there's no exhaust, but Pobelter has taken that. He will grab it for the team. Keep down that Zed. Very helpful there.
Yeah, that will help him out, you know, in the lane phase. But as we transition to the mid game, TSM will probably look to split push with Bjergsen and utilize Rek'Sai's ultimate to apply cross map pressure. We'll see if they're able to play around all this very, very long range hard engage from Winterfox with Kennen and Leona. Every time Dyrus has heard that from the crowd, he gets really angry, and he goes on very, very... Ooh, are they going to... Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. They see Paragon. Oh!
Okay.
Boom! Happy birthday, Winterfox! Wild Turtle could be another one. They're going to try to open the present. The wrapping is too tight. Oh, he can't get through the last bit of tape. But there's more over here under the tree. Look, Wild Turtle's going to be running out the other way. He may get a nice back. Avalon's going to start the game off with a kill for himself. Wazza! There's the auto attack. He gets that one down. And Winterfox just get a beautiful start to this one.
That is definitely the way you want to start off the game. We've been waiting for people to mix up their level 1 plays, especially if you are Winterfox staring down the #1 team in the LCS. Absolutely go for a different level 1 play. Trying to prey on TSM, looking for the deep wards, looking for the lane matchup, and it's just a simple 5-man bush gank.
That was my favorite face check. I'm going to walk up to the brush, then I'll Q right before I step into it.
He's like, oh, whoops, I should have done that before. I might as well do it now.
It's easy for us to say because we can see the situation, but obviously an unfortunate start here for Team SoloMid and an 800 gold lead to start that one off. That, unfortunately, one went to Altec, but Avalon will get a start with a kill and an assist in the top lane. He's the one who's been having a lot of trouble here throughout the landing phase. Let's see if this puts him on top of that this time.
Yeah. Bit of lazy play from TSM, and they start the game off with a significant handicap. Now, this time, I would actually like to see Avalon start out with a strong lane phase, because not only did he get that Wild Turtle kill, but the extra assist means boots and extra potions on top of his Doran's blade, so he can make use of the extra range from Kennen, try and harass Lulu down fairly low. So far, though, Dyrus shoves up the lane, gets his ward down, and then goes to hide in the brush.
That early level 2 Wild Turtle gets hit up. We have to remember Adrian was able to take out Wild Turtle with Solar Flare after Solar Flare due to his positioning with Leona. See if Altec can do the same this game. Mid lane, back and forth, 12 to 10 CS, so no real lead there. And the pressure of the junglers, now actually they know where each other are. That Sonar helping out just a little bit, but no movement coming in from the mid lane.
Santorin does delay the blue, but
Yeah, about it.
the crab has been taken. So because of that early crab from Helios, early crab route, Santorin's plans are foiled, and he must return to his own jungle. Man, Altec threatening to go for the dive. He's just trying to make Wild Turtle miss CS right now.
Yeah.
They don't have jungle backup or anything. So basically,
That was actually a really good play.
he's just fronting right now, trying to scare Wild Turtle
Little
into
bluff.
missing some CS under the turret. And they do, gain a decent 4 CS lead.
It grows. It will extend every time. But think if that happens over and over again, that lead's only going to grow. With the knowledge of Helios in the top lane, Wild Turtle and Lustboy weren't too afraid of that situation. They're just getting the stranglehold right now. See how these 2 kills can be continuously used. Already, Altec being aggressive in the lane. We see his style already going to ward, getting his roam on, not being complacent. So good to start. But this is the time when you remember all those things, because this is the thing you've done the most, the early game.
Yes, and Odu supports love to mess with junglers in the early game.
Yep.
With how punishing the new jungle is.
So this is great. They may actually, no, they're not going to get a swap. I figure they may try to do something crazy here. But the freeze on from
Going back to
Paragon.
upgrade. Ooh, mobility boots. So he does not have any wards to place, though. So he went for mobility boots, but changes course. And he will go for a gank, it looks like. Going to try and meet up with Jarvan. See if Alta can make another mobility boot play similar to Kiwi Kids. They've called him off.
Yeah, maybe not.
Just kidding.
Forethought. He doesn't even know what he wants to do.
He's wandering through the
back
jungle.
and forth. He's breaking in the shoot.
So much
He just
freedom.
bought him. He doesn't want to get
freedom
blisters.
as a support. All right, he does make his way over for a gank, though.
He's good. He's got it. Almost a level 6 here.
Red pings, though, here on Helios. They saw him walk by the ward in that little pixel bush, so nothing new to Bjergsen. He's very, very accustomed to being focused in the early game nowadays, so he'll just CS from afar with his shurikens.
Good job here by Paragon in the bottom lane to stay safe in a 2v1 situation. A vote. Team SoloMid. There's a good damage trade. We'll see how many times TSM can keep doing that in the bottom lane.
By the way, the starting at 0 and filling up the graph is intended. Looks better that way. Back to see where those votes come from.
That's right. All right, so Pole Belter gets blue, all tied up in CS in the mid lane as these guys breach 6 minutes. But Santorin feels like he has the upper hand to start making some moves here.
Yeah, he wants to gain some extra vision around mid for Bjergsen so he can free up Bjergsen to play more aggressively.
Nicely played, knowing that they were over grabbing blue. Bjergsen probably called that one out. Santorin quick to the move. And they're still on Winterfox's side, holding on to about 1,000 gold lead. Let's see if they can keep that in their favor. No early dragons yet. We saw Chronologic doing that last game. This one, we'll see if Helios can make something in the bottom lane. Maybe we will see Dragon here soon if this works out.
Well, they do have a ward at their own bush in the river, so if he goes that way,
A lane gank it is.
Just back up. And the TSM members in the lanes where their opponents got kills are doing a fairly good job of staying up in CS. Basically, the biggest difference is in the bottom lane, where Wild Turtle and Lustboy are struggling a bit more.
And Avalon has actually fallen a bit behind Dyrus.
Yeah, that is... Well, Dyrus is shoving up, so there's a...
Right, you're going to have a few of those in the turret.
But still, Dyrus with a CS lead over Avalon after the first blood. Or not first blood, but he had an early kill. Second blood.
Yep. Kennen is ranged auto attacks, but it's still, he does not provide enough damage for those first round of minions to get the caster line through easily, so going to miss a few. Helios quite low. He won't be doing too much after he takes this one. But he is level 5. Where are we at with Santorin? Pretty close to level 6 on his side as well. He is actually just at 80%, so we might see a Void Rush putting him into an advantageous spot here soon. A little bit of a Congo line here for Altec as he tries to get some vision All right. Party time.
So the best way of tanking is not to actually take the damage, but just kite the damage. He's able to circle around without sustaining too many hits.
Good freeze as well. Get that siege damage off.
Yeah, they can really zone them out right now as well, with Corki bringing in his Sheen at least. Oh, Altec burns his flash for nothing here, and that will relieve a bit of the pressure on the bottom lane. Now, yes, of course, Rek'Sai does not need the blue buff at all, and Zed can make use of it.
Yeah.
So feeding that over to Bjergsen, increase the energy regen, and of course cooldowns.
So with Paragon being here all by himself for a little bit, he actually hits 6 first in that bottom duo lane. Keep himself safe with the Rockets from now on. Dyrus as well, thinking of that vision here. He expects to be in the top lane for quite some time as they farm it out, 73 to 60. Pobelter, he could get hit up here. That's going to be what it needs. And a lockdown as he hits the shuriken off his shadow right before it disappears.
That was disgusting. Bjergsen just ridiculous outplay on Pobelter there. Even gets his flash out of it.
Yep.
Plus the exhaust. That is... All right, that's why we're talking about Bjergsen in the beginning of the game.
That's what comfort looks like.
Holy moly, yeah. Back to his old ways on Zed.
That's what comfort is right there. Good
Man,
bit of trade.
He even backed off after the initial chunk, backed off for a little bit of energy regen before going in with his ultimate. Ugh. Bjergsen.
You're almost disgusted.
Bjergsen poised to take over this game, even though they gave up 2 kills on the invade and they're barely back to even in gold now. I mean, that is a strong play. Definitely scary for all the members of Winterfox when you see Bjergsen getting solo kills.
Yep. Pobelter definitely going to be playing this one a bit safer, but also trading nicely.
That's one of the reasons why I called out the champion select, where he picked Zed into this matchup. I mean, he picked Victor into this matchup.
All he saw was Kennen.
Yeah, exactly. All right, bottom lane though, looking to make a move down here, come around for a lane gank.
Yep.
Altec, as a good support, should, communicating that there are no wards in this bush. Helios should be able to actually push up into that bush. Okay, he does.
Bit of a read here by Santorin. Not fully to the gank, but he may be there in time. So him going up now could make this actually work in favor of Winterfox if they don't go too hard. They actually get scrying orbed by a wild turtle. It must have been the style of play coming from Paragon and Altec for that situation to be scrying.
Yeah, they have been playing fairly aggressive for most of the game.
Right,
but going in and pushing for that pink ward definitely made Turtle and Lesboy feel... Ooh, here's the 2 versus 1.
All right.
Pobelter.
Oh, very nice. Hugging the wall. Santorin puts himself with an out in a scary situation. Avalon with a great ultimate, locking down 2. The Lantern could really provide some help here, but nobody takes it. Altec picks up the first one onto Bjergsen. That's traded over the Retribution kill from Wild Turtle to get a 2-kill shutdown. Lustboy, does he have the flay damage? The hit, the hook, it's not there. The glitter lance. The back side of Dyrus over the shoulder of Lustboy. Avalon trying to go hard. Lustboy dodges out just safe enough. Helios back in the mix now. This is ridiculous. Do they finally call it off? 3 members standing on each side as they break away from the fight.
Remember what I said about that free SM chant at the beginning of the game? Dyrus, it usually angers Dyrus. It looks like it's paid off here for TSM. Dyrus comes in and cleans up 2 kills. All right, so Helios, it's actually a really good idea to go for this because he knows he has his support roaming first. Even though Pobelter really low on mana, they decided to go for it because Leon is in the area. And Pobelter does not stick around to try and, Bjergsen does not try and stick around to try and finish off Pobelter because he is so low. But the collapse from both teams teleports, and the Sivir ultimate able to get Lustboy and Turtle there back up in time. Lustboy also not giving up on this kill, by the way, getting in range for the help picks Glitterlance.
So good.
Talk about bloodthirsty support. I was proud of you, Lustboy.
So we'll see if Winterfox can stop the bleeding anytime soon here. They've managed to get themselves some early kills and a few within that fight. now to equal out 4-4, but the gold lead is going in favor of TSM. Dyrus with a quiet top lane now with 2 kills, getting bigger himself. She saw Bjergsen pick up an assist as well, so slowly growing their advantage and slowly moving up their vision line as well.
As soon as Pobelter leaves mid lane, though, Bjergsen has to give up that ward. See if Dyrus can actually further punish Avalon up top. Those 2 kills that he got, finishing his Athenes for a bunch of magic resist. He can just continue to shove Avalon under turret, try and make him miss CS.
Great ward.
Oh, the great pink ward battles of TSM.
Use one to save one. That's what TSM was thinking
Well,
there.
now it dies because they left it all alone.
They'll have another one.
Lily.
It'll be back.
Thank goodness.
Altec. Oh, going a little crazy. He actually gets it right in between all 3.
Duh.
And Lustboy says, check this out. Flayed right through the Zenith Blade.
Now, the thing is, TSM, with that move to red buff, all it was a feint, right? They didn't call Bjergsen over to steal the red buff. They left him mid to shove it and take the objective. You'd much rather have that mid turret down than steal away red buff in the first place.
All right. So the duo lane not going too bad for Winterfox here. Avalon, he gets himself to safety in this one. Wow. Instantly. It doesn't even look like Bjergsen hits his keys. It just happens smooth. That could be Avalon living. About 100 health on him. And Helios here, the bottom lane to help Paragon. It's going to be another fight. Turtle gets the lantern out. Lustboy in the perfect position to save him. Whoa, they split again because he says, you're running up towards Victor. I'm not going that way. Paragon's going to be following down Turtle here, and it's only going to be a matter of time.
Turtle
what can Turtle do here?
Turtle had flash too. He could have flashed over the Dragon Ball like Lustboy did.
No! Almost.
Wonder why Turtle went
If you could fake die, I think he would have stayed alive.
Way.
So I was just about to mention that lane, that Paragon might need to get a few more kills. Altec's still in AD carry mode. He's 2-1 as the support. Needs to calm it down, start giving the kills over, and that's exactly what needed to happen. Now Winterfox can take over a bit more of the map with Wild Turtle not there. The ultimate as well being down. That's what would really help. They get this one uncontested.
Yeah, well, Turtle did save his flash, I guess, out of that. So
yeah,
he will have that up for the next play. Dragon going down to Winterfox, though. Pretty big pickup for them. Map control completely for TSM, though, as that move top by Bjergsen did cut off Avalon from the minion wave and allow them to take out another outer turret. See if TSM can close their hold, pick up number 3, and start laying down those wards. That's when they can really open up the map, get Bjergsen split pushing, and try and at least chase people down with Sivir Ultimate. You can really outplay Winterfox when they're switching from lane to lane, since they do have that Sivir ulti ready and double summoner spells on Turtle.
Bjergsen must be pretty happy right now seeing Avalon's build foregoing the Zanyas. It's something that was absolutely needed this game with the Zed being on the map. That's really going to hurt him that he put the guys in there. Hopefully he can still provide the stun damage that his team needs to bring in the DPS. It's going to be tough. A lot of things working against them right now as TSM starts to move closer and closer onto their side of the map. Helios here for a bit of protection, but Team SoloMid moving power and numbers can't really be messed with right now.
Yep.
Oh, hello.
There's the vision control that we talked about. Setting it up on bottom side, prepping the area for a Zed split push. Bjergsen going to circle around down to the bottom lane as they keep their AD carry mid. Just keep Turtle constantly shoving this wave. Very easy wave clear for Sivir. And they do have the red side jungle to fall back into.
Avalon has to be careful, as well as Dyrus, about the teleport being stopped. Both of them have that chance to do so, and teleport is up. I'd be pretty surprised if Winterfox tried to take one of these fights, though. TSM way too far ahead right now. When they get a small lead, they can make it look very big.
Yep.
Once again, denying more resources.
They might try and take advantage of the Trinity Force now completed. So close to the Zanyas for Pobelter, but not completed yet means that they really have to just try and hold on to their turrets. TSM with a good early swing top gets a big chunk of damage and even draws the rest of Winterfox's bottom lane away from the bottom turret for Bjergsen to work on. TSM, all that they have to do is disengage, and it's very easy for them to do since they have Sivir ultimate. That one was even unnecessary because they had Lantern, but that's the idea, right? You have 4 people group up across the map away from Bjergsen, so he grabs a turret. Winterfox, though, not trying to give up too much ground. Regroup around the mid.
And the game's only going to get harder. We talk about what teams need to do to kind of beat Team SoloMid, and it might be to teleport in at the right time. One gets off here. It does look like we have both top laners doing what they need to. No fight. Wow, there's kind of hard to take down the support, but they're still going for him. They are going to be able to get it. Winterfox is all sorts of Whoa! Where did the damage just come from?
Spell penetration
through. Very, very big damage coming in from Avalon. Beautiful job. And without the focus being able to take him down, that build he actually has instead of these Zhonya's wreaks havoc on TSM.
Said, take your Zhonya's and shove it, Riv.
That's right.
Go early spell penetration.
Guess so. Scary, scary build. A high risk, high reward there because he was already taking a beating in lane. But now he's 3-0-4, and my mouth is shut.
All right, we'll see if they can get the turret after this one because early move in from Rek'Sai. They might try and grab one off of it.
Yep. Well, he's got 2,100 gold now. He's going to go spend. And right before that happened, I was going to mention that a lot of times we talk about Team SoloMid. If you want to beat him, you have to beat him out of the laning phase. And technically, that should have happened as Winterfox was 2-0 on the start.
Yeah.
But that didn't. However, the fights that Winterfox is pulling out now, if they can keep doing that, it will happen. Because usually, if you don't win the laning phase against Team SoloMid, the game doesn't get any easier from there. It just gets even more hard mode.
Let's take another look at the 5-on-5. So Bjergsen again, huge chunk, then goes in for the finish onto Altec. But the grand entry, after everything is used, there's no need for a Zhonya's because TSM just went all in on the team fight.
Yep.
And Avalon just cleans up for the team.
Victor ult there for the beginning as well. Nice bit of burst. Right before Pobelter went down, he made sure to get that out.
He also,
Let's play.
His first upgrade was for the laser. So you get that extra explosion damage.
A meaner beam. It's getting there. Not yet. So they close that bit of a gold lead that Team SoloMid had by about 1,000. Creeping back into place, grabbing the first rung of that ladder necessary here. The Triforce burst helping out quite a bit. Now Avalon with the needlessly large rod can make even more of an impact in the fight. Gotta wait for that flash though. It was a big play in the last one. So there may be a bit of a gate for them. Could be a good kill here. One onto the other. Again, he hits up Altec. He should live with the heal there. A few more shots and Bjergsen actually gets hit up going into solo split push mode.
Look at all the ward coverage that timed out for TSM inside the red side jungle. And, you know, Altec and friends doing work clearing out all of the wards that TSM placed for Bjergsen's split push. And without those, they follow the line of pink wards over to take out the split pusher. TSM did get some damage for the death of Bjergsen. Wasn't completely in vain, but Winterfox able to actually take the turret afterwards, so pretty big win there, picking off Bjergsen.
Paragon's keeping strong, playing calm. Places where he needs to be and pushing lanes for the team. 205 right now for him on Corki. We'll see what happens when the team actually gets together and starts using all this power that they've just gotten out of these fights.
Yeah, he is in that mid-game damage dump of Corki where he can just spew out mixed damage.
Well,
double buffs as well. Post level 11.
They got a little bit of time to wait for that mana to recharge. I don't know if Dragon's going to be just yet, but the coverage is going to be there. Bjergsen's back up on the bottom lane. His Ignite is up as well for some kill pressure if he wants to go deep again for the fight. But it seems like Winterfox kind of has his number here. He needs the rest of the team to do this.
Dyrus gets picked off.
Dyrus gets picked off again. Alframu there to save him, but Helios comes flying in stage left. Says, I want to be a part of this one. The people love me. And that is going to be another kill. There's the mean beam from Pobelter. He takes down Lustboy. And these guys are starting to pick up some ground.
I love me a good dunking. That was beautiful from Helios. But man, we were questioning Altec's mid-game play, right? He's been controlling the vision with the help of his team. He's also landed several really good solar flares. Even though Bjergsen was able to dodge his solar flare with the ultimate previously, it was Altec who actually cornered him and ensured that kill. So Altec on this Leona having a pretty good debut.
There we go.
This one was easier than the last.
Ah, that ward right there.
Right there. Able to get him. And Helios flies in.
So graceful.
Space Jam. Swoo! And he finishes off the kill, doesn't he? Nope, Victor.
Don't tase me, bro. Tase. Got him. All right, 24 minutes into this, 11-6, as Winterfox is just somehow surging right now, perfectly using these spikes in their weapons.
Well, speaking of surging, Avalon does have his flashback up, so very, very dangerous here. Sonya's completed. This is the crazy mid game that we warned against from this Winterfox squad.
Right.
Victor hitting extremely hard right now. Corky's got the 2-item giant power spike, and Kennen is ready to roll. See if TSM can actually split push effectively, though.
And this is TSM with pretty much their composition. This is an experimental. This is Bjergsen on the carry. He's not on Cassiopeia, disengage, or counter-engage, rather. So TSM is kind of losing on their bread and butter right now, and this actually might be toast for Bjergsen. That's right. Bjergsen doing some good work. That's what makes the split push a little bit easier, when you can get the threat first without the rest of the team
That
being
was
there.
basically the best that you can even hope for from a split pusher. Not only did he kill the AD carry, he had 4 members of Winterfox on the top side
Chasing.
of the map.
Yeah, perfect.
So
good call.
they got a turret off of it, they got the kill on the AD carry, and he got out unscathed. So well played is basically what I'm saying here.
One thing TSM is good at doing is assessing their mistakes. As Jat says, once TSM fix something, fix it. But assessing those mistakes and figuring out if Winterfox is beating them right now, what they're doing wrong while still beating them. Because obviously TSM was on the back foot, but now they haven't.
Yeah, speaking of which, you know, all that attention up top, they took that time to place those wards down bottom to secure the split push here, this time from Dyrus on Lulu with teleport available. But that vision inside the jungle laid it down for him. And, you know, even though Avalon, you know, picked up a bunch of kills there with the teleport in, still Dyrus with that massive CS lead over him. And the 2 kills of his own from teleporting to the team fight. He's ahead in gold over Avalon, even with those that extra kill. So Dyrus still very much a split pushing threat.
About 1,000 there. Got some good gold. Bjergsen sitting on a Swiss bank right now. He's got a pretty good roll. Have to go back and spend that at some point. But right now he's split pushing. And with that, obviously, the kite to fight mentality is on for Team SoloMid, but I'm sure they're not afraid to take the picks if they come. Turtle to pick up red here before they get back into the engagement. And now we see actually a little bit of help for Bjergsen towards the top side, knowing pressure could start to head that way.
Let's see about it. Clearing at the other side of the jungle now. Dyrus, he's got a couple wards left in the jungle. He should see Paragon coming out. So he does back off immediately. Able to play it fairly safe. Paragon, by the way, is the hope here for Winterfox.
Yeah.
A lot of the gold focused onto him. Very strong point for Corky as well. So much burst if you jump in on Corky into melee range. Being able to land the Foss Bomb plus the Blade of the Ruin King active, plus getting shredded, and a Trinity Force proc auto attack. Huge amount of burst on this champion, whereas Turtle is now finally coming into his stride on Sivir. He's got the multipliers of Phantom Dancer plus Infinity Edge, and his damage will start to skyrocket now.
Well, Kobe, you rely on your coach for wisdom and guidance, and now Winterfox will rely on their coach to carry them throughout the rest of this game. Hopefully he can do so. He is pretty big, like we were saying. They just got to find that fight first. Bjergsen can easily take someone off the map. We just saw that with Paragon. That's his only death of this game, and it came when he really didn't have a choice about the positioning, and another kill when he doesn't have a choice about it. Boop. That was,
I would have said,
it's pretty great for Lustboy to get an assist on that.
Able to tag that assist. And Bjergsen with the exact same play. Different bush, same play, same result. Now it gives them a ton of pressure here up on the top side. Let's see what they can do with it, because Dyrus is still keeping up the split push bottom, remember. Even though TSM have backed off here, he gets all the way to the turret, and TSM make a play for Baron. Will Helios decide to walk up into the danger here? I mean, they've got a couple wards, but very dangerous to get in range. Sivir still has ultimate, so the threat there of the 4-man squad turning on you and chasing you down, very real, especially if you use your flag for vision to check, then it leaves you without your escape of EQ if Sivir decides to pop ult and charge you. Everybody backs off though. Dyrus done with his split pushing ways and comes in with a tremendous amount of ability power. It looks like he's going for Zhonya's after his death cap, so plenty of utility scaling here.
Yep.
And a huge amount of speed for TSM. Let's see how they can use this speed.
Yeah, Righteous of Glory.
They could very easily
Righteous Glory just finished.
Cause Avalon to whiff an ultimate. If TSM are able to use Sivir and Lulu and Righteous Glory to kite a Kennen ultimate, it would be devastating to Winterfox's 5-on-5 game plan.
Well, there is the Righteous Glory to the Talisman of Ascension. A bit of a counter there, or in if Altec wants it to go for the fight. He is now 3-2-3 first game as support, still picking up those kills. We'll see how everything else pans out. Bjergsen actually just chugged a Elixir of Wrath, so he's looking to get a bit more damage and stay strong on this push.
Paragon better be careful with where he walks.
Yep.
What brushes he checks when he's wearing blue buff. Don't want to give that one up. But again, the 1-3-1 from TSM, as we expected. Bjergsen split pushing, Dyrus keeping the pressure down bottom. And of course, Sivir, the ultimate AD carry wave clear mid, able to hold against pretty much everything.
Looks like they're going to try to...
He could go sneak around and solo Dragon if he wanted to. He doesn't have a whole lot of lifesteal, but double Doran's Blades with the damage that he has, he should be fine doing it.
I was going to say Dyrus having that split push in the bottom lane, now pulling Avalon over. They're really free to do pretty much whatever they want.
He has shields to work with. He doesn't have lifesteal, but...
Okay.
All right, he gives up on it as...
They're pretty pinched right now, actually. They're surrounded completely by Team SoloMid in this position. Just Team TSM doesn't want the fight.
Nah,
Winterfox is trying to snake through wherever they can to get this vision.
Yeah, TSM don't want to get grouped up. The 5-on-5 where Winterfox get a wombo is the... is the exact thing TSM want to avoid with this split, so...
It's one of the ways that they actually lost to Team 8 was the Ori Wombo combo, so they know. They don't want to fall back into that. Team SoloMid was taken apart by that back, I believe, around week 2, week 3. And we haven't seen them falter too many times. When they do, even in this game, they find a way to come back. And now already on the inhibitor turrets, 30 minutes in, making quick work of these objectives.
And as you speak of it, last secondary turret goes down for them. And Dyrus not going for the Lich Bane for his split push, building for that massive ability power and the Zhonyas for his team fight, but still effective damage on the turret because of the scaling for AP on hit for buildings. And it also helps his disengage. If he gets caught down there split pushing, he's got so much ability power to scale for. Oh, looks like the shove mid though. Winterfox will be able to answer one. Let's see if TSM can actually get up to those inhibitor turrets in time to force Winterfox out back.
This is nice. This is the first time we're really seeing Winterfox try to force something here other than that fight earlier.
Can they stop backs? Because Bjergsen could annihilate.
It's going to be big. He will actually come up and try to fight these guys. He's going to be walking through some wards. I don't know if they will have enough time to react.
Kennen has teleport, and he's walking through enemy territory. Bjergsen has to be really careful. He's got to think there are wards in enemy territory.
Oh, will he get over in time? He is. He's on to Paragon. That could be enough damage. He is so healthy that he's going to completely live through that. And it looks like they may have some ground to work here. Maybe just vision clearing, but a little time to breathe as well.
Yeah, that is a play that you make if you are sure your support was just clearing the enemy jungle. But venturing into the enemy jungle without being absolutely sure that Winterfox didn't place any wards there on the re-entry is, well, that's what happens when you go in without assurance of ward coverage there. And good job by Winterfox capitalizing on it.
Finally
maybe a little bit of miscommunication there for TSM.
Making TSM move to the beat of their own drum on the side of Winterfox. It's actually what I was saying. It's the middle fight was the last time we saw Winterfox come out huge with Avalon. Team SoloMid since then has said split push. We don't want to group for another Ken and Alt. They haven't come close to grouping, and the moment they do, they kind of find themselves in trouble. So again, back to the split pushing. TSM trying to spread Winterfox thin here a little bit.
Yeah, they so far have been playing fairly well around the comp Fox that they see. But again, another shove up to the top for Winterfox to try and pressure an objective, and they leave Victor this time for the split push. Now Dyrus, they do have teleport advantage here at TSM. If they can actually catch somebody and keep them up top for long enough, all they have to do is drop a ward. Dyrus can teleport in. Victor's walking up though.
Altec very close. That's not the first time that he's gone onto Leona, but that's also a lot of crowd control that TSM doesn't have to deal with now. They're onto Helios. He should get popped here, trying to keep Wild Turtle in the Baron pit, but they make sure not to attack the Baron. Helios somehow lives through that one, and the rest of the team is on a roll now. The cavalry is on the fight. TSM has to back up. Avalon with the flash in. He's already flashed, and the ult is already down from before. Can he continue though? The lockdown, the Sanya's the save. Santorin now in the eyes of Paragon. Is the Valkyrie up? It was used actually to get into range, and TSM is running for the hills. Winterfox should definitely be using a bit of this to get a push on as well. If TSM keeps them on the chase, they're going to get practically nothing.
He's trying for the great escape here. Bjergsen going to kite them around their own jungle. 3 members lost there for TSM. Altec, can he land it?
It's up, it's up.
There you go.
Oh, he hit it, the solar flare. Oh, he down, just on the edge, so it's the slow for Bjergsen. He's waiting for the shadow. The ward goes down to keep vision of someone they already got. Oh, it missed him. How did he get away? He dodged it again. Bjergsen running for his life. He dodges another missile. This is gonna be it. Helios gives up chase, and Bjergsen with the amazing chase gets out alive. Just shaking your head.
That is definitely a crowd pleaser. What a marathon from Bjergsen. He literally ran around the full circle of Summoner's Rift through all 4 quadrants of the jungle.
We needed some Rocky music.
That was quite an escape. So the reason also why he got away, Altec wanted to give away the kill to his carries. He could have gotten 1 auto attack off after he landed that Zenith Blade.
That's true.
It looked like he could have.
Well, I
feel like he could have.
There was a split because Bjergsen flashed. So it probably would have been half auto attack. He did make it out.
Very close, nonetheless. And those rockets were a pixel away from exploding on Bjergsen's back.
That one, we could talk about it all day. Let's move on. All right, 36 minutes. This is getting pretty good here. Tight on both sides. We're looking at an open inhibitor turret down the middle for TSM. Open inhibitor turrets on every lane for Winterfox, which is a bit scary for them, but they're holding their own so far. How long can they do that, though, against Team SoloMid? Once they figure out what they actually want to do, usually they can execute it near perfect. It's going to be hard mode from there on out.
Whew, yeah, all right, so let's regroup. Go over what TSM need this time around. Once again, through all that running around through the jungles, they've actually lost a lot of their deep wards. So, trying to establish that again so that they have a route for Bjergsen to split push. Retaining mid lane control, very important because they need to have the pressure here in preparation for this dragon. Looks like they will be able to collapse on it. Pink ward preemptively put there by Winterfox. The only thing is Crab taken by TSM. So the threat of the Baron for Dragon trade isn't there. TSM can easily commit to this dragon. Crab runs out for TSM though, so their vision will fall inside the Baron pits. Turtle's walking up, so he's in range for Scrying Orb. He has a charge for Scrying Orb. And Lesboy's dropped a ward inside. Bjergsen very, very far away at the moment, so the Zed split will not be there at the beginning of the fight. And Avalon comes in from behind.
Oh, that's the Baron going to Paragon. And not a very good cannon ultimate. TSM's able to disperse, but they nail Bjergsen with the solar flare once again. Will he have enough damage? They're getting absolutely exploded right now. Only Altec has gone down, and 4 members of TSM are on the floor.
Crab runs out, and Winterfox immediately start up the Baron. Huge collapse there as Avalon made his way up before Bjergsen and was able to cut off the retreat. So TSM going for the steal. Could not even get away with just dropping a couple members. Had to drop 4 people. Bjergsen calling for the re-engage to try and pick up someone. So Avalon, or excuse me, it was Paragon who actually got the kill on Baron with the Corki damage.
Somebody was on.
Both junglers not able to get. So he goes back in to try and get back a kill
That
here,
exhaust.
but
Boom.
it actually caused Turtle to commit as well. And both of the main carries for TSM go down in that re-engage call from Bjergsen.
Yep. Whew. Some pretty intense fights. And to recap, I got someone told me in my ear that Altec during that chase, as Bjergsen was very close, queued a minion instead of Bjergsen.
The marathon.
In the marathon.
Well,
So-
that is unfortunate
Indeed.
for Altec and Winterfox. However, things have recently gone much better for them.
That they have.
We're in a new stage of the game where they have
Looking up.
Baron buff.
And that's going to be an inhibitor turret, Kobe. After TSM was knocking on the front door the whole time, just a few minutes later, Winterfox turned the game on its head, grab a 2,000 gold lead, and they take down the first inhibitor turret. This looks like they're a little bit in miscommunication right now, if that's even a thing. But now they get out safely. The disengage is there. Looks like they don't want to leave for too long. They're going to get the push on the bottom lane here with Baron on the backside.
Yeah, I want to make the most out of your Baron buff. As the team said in the Baron feature,
Yeah.
it's
Gotta
mostly
make it
about
work.
all of the turrets that you get to knock down once you do get Baron. A huge sum of gold for all members of Winterfox. And they really want to make use of the giant minion wave that they have stacked up while they still have Baron buff. Altec getting annihilated under the turrets.
Altec is not afraid to go hard, definitely switching the mentality from an AD carry over to a support, and he's been playing quite good. This could be TSM's
Got the
chase.
slow.
A great glitter lance onto the team. That could be Avalon going in for the team, but Winterfox actually wants it as well. That was a mistake. Here goes Bjergsen in. This is what TSM wanted. They are just shredding Winterfox out now, and it's Pobelter to
Hey,
run
laser
for his
kite.
life. Where does TSM focus? They're actually going to try to go for the last kill. That's the glitter lance. That's going to hit. The help picks is there. They ace Winterfox as they go for too much in the bottom lane.
All the neutral objectives are gone though, so they have to shove the lane. They want to try and push all the way up to this inhibitor turret. That will take them quite a while. Death timers, even though they are past 30 seconds right now, it's going to take TSM a while to move up here and get the minions to the turret in time to take this inhibitor down.
You have to expect that TSM will always find some type of fight that can put them back
They
in the
tank it?
game one time after the other. Once it's the late game struggle, TSM has shown to be one of the hardest teams to break if they are behind. And this time it looks like they won't be broken that easily either. 41 minutes, they return the inhibitor trade now to the bottom lane.
And they rise again,
Yep.
just barely surpassing Winterfox in gold with that extra turret kill at the inhibitor. TSM strike back. Starts off, so their main tank here, Altec, on the front line, gets hooked in, a huge chunk of damage. The turret gets burned down while he's soaking it up, so it's not that bad.
Yep.
The disengage, though, a little bit disjointed here for Winterfox. And Dyrus gets off a great slow, also being able to get out of that stun. What a hook
See,
there
that's Avalon dead, right? Walk
from
away.
Lust Boy. Bjergsen, though, with the flank, goes in to pick up every kill. Pobelter unable to kite long enough with the gravity fields. Did get that last suck in with the gravity field, so he has upgraded it as well.
My favorite upgrade.
Is it?
It's like an Oriole. It's like a baby Oriole. I like it. However, it's not baby Oriole thing.
I feel like at that time, it already has stunned the people, so... Cosmetic.
I still like it.
I'm not saying that it's not a cool-looking upgrade, but I like the ultimate. Makes it faster.
Yep.
Faster storm.
Big chaos storm coming at you. And Pobelter's been sure to get that AoE off in every fight. Helios with a quick sidestep there. Lost Boy threw it a little too far behind as well. And we'll see one more attempt here at this bottom turret. With Baron being down, there's really no pressure to be on towards the top side of the map. So Winterfox wants all this bottom inhibitor to themselves.
Yeah. Plus, our discussion is moot because he's already upgraded it fully. It's the perfect hex score, so he's got all of them. You don't have to make a choice.
Yeah, that's
at this
true.
stage.
He's got it.
All right, another flanker for Pobelter. For Bjergsen. Bjergsen's behind the enemy lines again.
There's the Talisman of Ascension. Righteous Glory still being held, but Talisman of Ascension was also blown on the side of Lustboy. He's got double speed up for the team with Sivir speed up. These guys, they're a Formula 1 team right now.
Well, let's see if they can take the inside track to Dragon, because all of Winterfox have abandoned their push on that side. Dragon should be an easy pickup for TSM.
What a lax Dragon be, too.
Yeah.
Very slow.
Get that nitrous, 5% more speed here.
An easy pickup here for TSM. 44 minutes into the game. Paragon, he's just going to go for red. I thought he may fire a rocket over the wall, but they know it's long gone. 3 of 5 Barons now over to SoloMid.
Yeah, and as we approach that late game,
Silver Sash as well for Bjergsen.
The mid game is starting to fall off for Winterfox. Corki, not going to be as big of a threat as Turtle at this point with the pure DPS build.
Looks like he's going for a little bit of armor, maybe a Guardian Angel for himself for this Zed dive. A bait here from Wild Turtle.
Oh,
nobody's with me. Don't worry.
You can see the
the rally,
the little shield animation, I guess.
Nobody's in here.
The souls are flocking to the side brush.
So many little things you don't take into consideration until you see it for the first time. So TSM not afraid to leave the base as their inhibitor has just respawned. They have something to work with in the bottom lane, so if Winterfox doesn't go good here, it's going to be bad for their base.
Sivir ultimate pop, though. They're going to get trapped inside Baron Pit.
Winterfox, that's Altec hooked. They keep going for him. Lustboy gets his stun. Solar Flare goes out just on the support. Avalon dives in with the ultimate now. Bjergsen still trying to do a bit of damage from the back line, but he hasn't had too much of a dive for himself. Ultimate still up on the death mark, which Winterfox has to watch. That base is going down. It is not going to be good. Bjergsen goes in to make sure they cannot back the Shadow, also doing triple damage, and it looks like Team SoloMid's going to get a huge lead off of Winions. Turtle into the fight. He puts the shell on, and he goes for the double kill. It's going to be Bjergsen now onto Helios. One last Shadow dash. Helios should be done. Whether the chase happens for him or not, it's going to be Team SoloMid getting in the base of Winterfox. The ace will happen, and Team SoloMid prevail.
Yes, and I just want to point out the importance of that team call where they decided to give up Baron, not have everyone pile in to the Baron, and clean up after kiting the Kennen ultimate.
There it is, 45 minutes into the game. Team SoloMid take down Winterfox.
Now that was an exciting ending.
That was exciting indeed. Winterfox showing signs of life, specifically in that spike of their damage. They knew how to use it. They knew when to use it, but you were looking at a team and Team SoloMid that knew how to defend themselves against that. Once that one fight in the middle happened, Team SoloMid never approached it again to be hit by Avalon's ultimate. It was straight split push from there.
So, #1 team, they remain on top of the North American LCS.
10-3.
And Winterfox, with the debut of Paragon, still have some work to do. He played pretty well. There were just those few bush checks where Bjergsen was able to get solo kills on him.
Making sure he could get back into the game.
Yeah. The brush played a pretty big role there for TSM. I liked actually when they were hiding in the top lane brush by the turret. All the souls flying into the brush. Lustboy's not in there. Shang Tsung.
Don't worry about it. Getting everything that they need. We see the victor again coming out as Winterfox tries a few more things. Pobelter tries his hand at that. Avalon takes out the Kennen, who started the game 101. A very messy invade from Team SoloMid. Started that game off great for Winterfox, but I guess you're going to need more to take down Team SoloMid in that start. Really able to come out strong towards the mid to late game. Like we said, that was Winterfox's spike. They played it right. Paragon, however, going down too many times to Bjergsen, which goes to show that those guys can find a way to get a kill, get themselves back in, whether it be solo, whether it be Bjergsen saying, take care, team, be safe, I'm going to go get some kills. They just make it happen, and it's very, very impressive to see.
Yeah, pretty good end game there from TSM. Man, Talking about barn burners, I guess we had a couple of them today, Riv.
A lot of them have been. And coming up to the end of the split, you want, obviously, every win, but you would really love to beat teams like Team SoloMid, CLG, Cloud9 that are on top, that are unsure wins. Because there's a few teams you're going to go into the game knowing that you're going to be able to have a bit easier strategy. You're not going to have to pull out all the stops and put yourself on the line. And I think a lot of these teams that don't have the wins need to get those this week, starting off here week 7. Right now, we're going to send it over to Freak and Zyrene at the Telestrator to share their insight into TSM's win.
Thank you very much, Riv. Yeah, I'm here with Zyrene, and that was a rather crazy game overall, I gotta say. Started out with a very fun level 1 that you were a huge fan of.
Yeah, I absolutely love that level 1.
Yeah.
The fact that people are adapting to the invades is something that I love seeing. We talk about evolutions and tiny little things. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's just basically, honestly, just about the mind games and also understanding the tendencies of your opponents, in fact. Just the fact that you're like, okay, yeah, TSM blind invade most of their games. In fact, typically on red side, they invade southern jungle. So we'll set up on the south jungle. And in fact, we have a replay of the level 1, in fact, that's just really exciting if you want to talk me through what goes down here.
All right, so what ends up happening is both mid laners, they see each other, they place the mid wards, standard stuff. But then we see Winterfox place this one ward right here that sees all this action. And then 4 of them hide in this brush down here. You can barely see them off the edge of the screen. And then Paragon makes it look like it's a Krug start. And TSM, like you said, their habits, they've been read here. In the TIP game, they blind invade. There's 2 types of invades here. The blind invade where you go as 5 and you go straight into the jungle and you're like, we're just a force of 5, they can't stop us. The other one is you place wards in defensive lines and then you're on the opposite side and then you stay on this side. When you see them, then you run into their jungle. Those are the 2 types of invades. TSM blind invades this, and they get punished for it. You're going to see it here as we start rolling the clip out. Paragon just looks like a damsel in distress. He looks like this is a Krug start. It's absolutely beautiful because this is a TSM line here. Bjergsen is in the back, and these guys immediately hone in onto Paragon and make a beeline for him, leaving Bjergsen as the straggler. Even if it was just Wild Turtle in the back, he would have been their prey. We can continue rolling the clip out here because they only see Paragon, and it looks like he's just looking for vision as they do Krugs, and it's absolutely beautiful. Dignitas tried a level 1 that was kind of similar where they hung out in the wolf camp, and they almost got away with it against CLG, but the fact that this extra little bait that turns the team not into a block, but into a bunch of stragglers is absolutely beautiful. They get a lot of flashes for it. And the fact that TSM is so far down this side of the jungle, when people show up behind you, you can't go through them. You have to go towards their base. And that's how Wild Turtle ends up dying there as well. And this is really what gave Winterfox that kind of boost in the early game that kept them in it for so long. It allowed Avalon to get off the ground and get those really impactful ultimates later on.
Well, that was the thing is we had the exact same storylines we expect to happen kind of in every single game for these teams. So Avalon, yet again, down 90 CS by the end of the game, I think, right? Having a really hard time one-on-one against Dyrus. And okay, Dyrus is a very good player, but routinely Avalon gets behind. But yet, bad landing phase doesn't matter when you get 600 free gold to start the game out with. And hey, look, he shows up in team fights, buys his Zhonya's roughly on time, maybe a little bit late, but it's okay. And suddenly this team can team fight well. And then, so the game transitioned, right? Bjergsen, scoreline Babbitt, who cares? He's doing split pushing things.
Rip KDA.
Yeah, okay, his KDA went down. I'm sorry for the Bjergsen fantasy owners. Even though he won your team the game, he didn't win your fantasy team the game. Oh well. But what was cool was it was a difference of very different styles, obviously. We got to see that, yes, Zed beats Victor. We got to see Zed split push. And then Winterfox was like, we have a bunch of AoE ults. Let's go team fight some people. And you got to see those 2 types of comps interact.
Yeah, and the Zed beats Victor thing is something that's been emerging and people don't know too much about. Victor's a champion that usually goes 1 upgrade into death cap. We've been seeing a lot of variation. But Zhonya's is a little far off the path because you're always going to delay it by about 1,000 gold because you want that first upgrade. So not only is it an assassin against this immobile mage who takes about 1.5 seconds to actually stun you in his gravity field, a good Zed will not get stunned by that. And you delay your Zhonya's on top of it. So all of his defensive options are delayed, and they take a long time to turn online. And if a good Zed player is on that field, he's going to be able to play around it.
And we got to see a good Zed player play throughout the entire time. Other fun points to talk about in this game, Altec's first game in support.
Yeah, that was really damn good. His ultis and his Zenith Blades were on point this game. Paragon impressed me on that Corki. his positioning was really good for a large portion of the game. It was just a couple misplays and team fights that really cost them. And that's where TSM shines, is their team fights, the way that they interact and have that cohesion where they have each other's backs and they know when to go in and how to flank.
Yeah, so maybe bright things ahead for Winterfox overall. Certainly, a close game against TSM is probably a good way to start things out. We'll see if they can pick up any more wins throughout the season. Of course, TSM in control of first place. And for now, we're going to hand it off to Dash.
Thank you, guys. I'm joined by Lustboy and Loco Doco. Solid victory there after a shaky start. You guys really fought your way back into it. So immediately I want to ask you, Lustboy, when you have a level 1 like that takes you so off kilter, that kind of, puts you at a disadvantage, what were you guys doing to get yourselves back into the game early on?
Can I interview in Korean?
I'll translate a bit. Okay. He was just asking about the level 1.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
일단 우리가 1을 망쳤어도 결국에 라인을 제대로 플레이하면 결국 라인 매치업대로 흘러갈 거고 라인 매치업 그대로 플레이하면 우리가 중반 게임 더 뛰어난 팀이니까 결국에는 게임 이길 수 있다. 절대 긴장하거나 멘붕하지 말라. 그렇게.
Okay, even with the messed up level 1s, he felt we're a better mid-game team, and if we play the lanes out properly, like if you don't tilt from it, if you don't get nervous, if you don't try anything different, we're better mid-game and we have better teamwork, so we'll still win. So we weren't that flustered by it.
All right, that's good, especially because you were against a bottom lane that no one has seen yet. You were against Paragon and Altec in support. So how did you feel that matchup went?
Actually, I've seen Artec support in Syracuse and he was actually good. And Paragon used to be ADC before. And so
You had the opportunity to play against him in Korea, yeah?
yeah.
And so do you feel that he's just as strong of an AD carry now, even after being in the coaching role?
No, I don't think he's strong ADC. We just play bad level 1. I think it's okay though.
Okay, so then that makes me wonder, where do you think that you and Wild Turtle stack up in the league? Are you the best bot lane, the two of you?
I think we are honestly second best.
Second best. All right, that's fair. That's fair. We'll take that. Now, Loco, over to you. We've heard a lot about how TSM is now refocusing kind of on the international play, looking towards Worlds. Obviously, you still want to perform well in the NALCS, but if we look ahead to IEM, what have you guys done to prepare for that and the international play?
For IEM, well, in terms of playstyle, we always had Darius on a tanky top laner, Bjergsen on a mid-priority champion, and our bottom doing a sort of a scaling lane. And now we want to try where we can gank all 3 lanes. All 3 lanes can carry from early game. So we've been playing a lot more stuff like Corki, Rumble. So a bit more mid-game strength, I feel like. That's where we're shifting.
Now, has this brought up any weaknesses, though, in the team? Because, I mean, we've obviously seen a few struggles in the past games. Do you feel like, well, one, what weaknesses has it highlighted, and what have you done to shore them up?
Well, we realized we have that top jungle synergy and bottom jungle synergy, so we've been working with that. And our bottom jungle synergy is really good now, and so is our top jungle synergy. So when we shifted towards bringing jungle priority to bottom and top, we had a lot of problems in terms of 2v2s and 3v3s and just getting the little timings done correctly. So we struggled with that a lot in scrims, but I think it's a lot better now.
All right, and Lustboy, on the topic of improving as a team, what is the one area that you feel TSM could improve in above all else?
약간 뭐지? 우리가 더 좋은 팀 되려면은 어디를 타겟팅해야 되는지.
우리 팀 안에서?
뭐? 약간 아니, 어떻게 하면 더 좋은 팀이 될 수 있냐고.
일단 우리가 개인적인 인비주얼 플레이 같은 거는 되게 많이 보완했고 다들 5명 전부 다 거기 집중해서 지금까지 잘 준비를 해왔는데 앞으로는 미드 게임이랑 커뮤니케이션이 되게 많이 부족하기 때문에 그 중심으로 다들 그러니까 코치만 따라가지 말고 다들 다 같이 자기야 연습하면서 하면 더 좋아질 것 같아.
So he said our individual play has gotten a lot better. That was something that was problematic. And now it's up to us to improve mid-game and communication. And he thinks it shouldn't just be the coach telling them what to do. He thinks everyone should participate and we should improve as a group.
All right, that's fantastic to hear. It's always nice to know that it's more of a team effort, right, than just a hierarchy between the players. My final question to you, Loco Doco, is, on the larger scheme of things, the larger scale, we're looking at Worlds. Do you feel that looking too far ahead can sometimes be of detriment to the team when there is the fear of dropping games and falling into that second or third place position and not getting the kind of circuit points or playoff position that you need?
Well, of course, if we don't get first or second and we have to play an additional round in playoffs, it'll be bad. Or if we get even like below that, then it'll be really bad. So we have to balance out improving and providing results on a weekly basis. So it's really hard to just be like, okay, this week we're going to practice comps that we don't think are best, but will help us improve. So it's really hard to find a good balance. So yeah, it can have a detrimental effect.
Well, nonetheless, it's exciting to watch you guys evolve as a team, come out with new strategies, and keep the NALCS exciting. I want to thank you both for the interview, congratulate you on the win, and Loco, thank you for helping with translations as well. Now, we are going to take a quick break while Team Impulse and Cloud9 load in for our fourth game of the day. We'll be right back with more of our spring split after this.
You know, if you tape your fingers together, you can do this. If you tape it for like 3 years, you can start doing this.
Oh, so you did that for 3 years?
Yeah, look, I can't do it on the other hand.
Because you didn't tape them?
Yeah, because I didn't tape them.
I can do that, but good.
They see Paragon.
Oh!
Okay.
Boom! Happy birthday, Winterfox!
Lola, okay,
okay,
Lola,
okay.
no press. Lola, no press, no. Here. I'm on. Okay, kill Santorin. Last. Okay, nice.
But they nail Bjergsen with the solar flare once again. Will he have enough damage? They're getting absolutely exploded right now. That could be Avalon going in for the team, but Winterfox actually wants it as well. That was a mistake. Here goes Bjergsen in. This is what TSM wanted. Team SoloMid take down Winterfox.